You're listening to the 125th edition of the Bitachon podcast. Continue pasukim from Dovid Hamelech. Dovid Hashem, chapter 26, verse 1. King David says, Hashem, judge me, look at me, you can see Ki ani betumi halachti, that the way that I'm going is with simplicity. Last week we spoke about simplicity. Dovid Hamelech says, I go with you with simplicity, I trust you. Hashem batachti. In you, Hashem, I trusted. Lo yamod, I'll not fall down from the level that I am at. Says the Radak, Shafteni Hashem urei im levavi yashar elecha. Dovid Hamelech was saying, Hashem, test me, take a look at me, see if my heart is straight to you, if I'm going on the straight path. Levavi shafteni. Depending on how my heart is, that's how you should judge me. Keni betumi halachti. Dovid Hamelech had confidence. He knew about himself. He knew that he did what was right. He was going in the way which was simple. With a complete heart. Every single thing that I did, said Dovid Hamelech, I trusted in Hashem. Therefore, David says, it's not fitting for me that I should lose any levels. I should always be able to maintain my spiritual level because I'm consistently focusing my heart on Hashem. Brings here, Al Pi Bal HaAkeda. So this is the Shita, the more general Shita of Bitachon. We know the alternative Bitachon is no Ishtadlus. We know the Chavis Halavavos speaks about taking actions. The Bal HaAkeda says a person should not depend upon her nes, because that person will not receive a nes. And I'm adding, assuming that he's not holding on that level. Right? Right? This is an important point, right? A person might think, oh wow, this is amazing, I don't need to do anything. And it comes from a place of atzlus, of laziness. And therefore he doesn't even get what he wants because his bitachon doesn't work because he's just being lazy. So the Bal HaAkeda is saying, I'm gonna bend over my shoulder to do what I need to do, and will make the efforts. And this is very hard. But after making all the preparations, then a person should have bitachon that is going to succeed. Person shouldn't say when he succeeds that I succeeded because of my efforts. They make a miracle for him, like the passuk says in Mishnah in Proverbs chapter 21 verse 31. It says, prepare your horse for the day of war, but Hashem is the one who saves you. Right? So there is such a concept, of course, as we know, of doing a shtadlus, of putting in efforts, of taking normal actions, and then saying, Hashem, you are the one who's doing it. Hashem, I did my shtadlus, now you complete this. This is what King David did in regards to his question above, that he be saved from his enemies. Lama. It's appropriate that Hashem do this, that Hashem save him from his enemies. Why? In this understanding, because I did what I needed to do. I did what was incumbent upon me. I put in my ishtadlus. And of course, each person according to their level. Some people, the ishtadlus is to daven. Some people, the ishtadlus is to do a lot of ishtadlus. But no matter what, wherever we are on the spectrum, if we're on that point where it says that we are to do ishtadlus, it's I've done everything that I can. I've done everything that I'm supposed to, I would say, even better. Even though I've done so much efforts, I do not trust in my own actions. I don't believe that what I've done is going to bring about the results that I seek. Ki batachti. I trusted in you, Hashem. Layamad. And therefore, I'm not going to lose out on my level. I'm not going to be lowered from the place where I am. So Dovid Hamelech is teaching us that Ani Betumi Alachti, it could mean I went simply without any ishtalis, or it could mean I went simply, I did what I was supposed to do, but I kept it clear to myself, Hashem Batachti, that I was trusting in you, Hashem. Now he brings from the Ivets, Betumi Alachti, Lecha Karti B'Gedolis and Neflois Mumeni. I went with simplicity. I didn't search out and try to accomplish things that were beyond me. Emanti Lanavim, Kabbalasam Pal Peh. I trusted simply. Again, there's this concept of simplicity. I trusted simply. What did the prophets say? They heard it from Hashem. I can believe that and I can trust that. V'noisein harishan hu kel yisborach b'tachti. And what did they say? They said that the one who is the original giver, the one who is the antecedent of all receivers, if there's a rich guy who has money, it's because Hashem gave him the money. The one who comes before everyone is Hashem, and He is the one that I place my trust in. Ki kedayu l'smoich alav. It's a good idea to depend on Him. And therefore I'm not going to lose my current state. There's no chance that I'll lose it. Rabbi said, says the Yavitz, listen here, folks. Listen here. Let's say there's a doctor who has 100% success rate. He's done this complicated surgery tens of thousands of times, and he's always succeeded. And this person is a straight person, he's a good person. He doesn't do anything wrong, he's not going to intentionally hurt anybody. And heaven forbid, a person is in a state where he's on his deathbed, and he comes to visit the person, and he doesn't expect to be paid. And he says, do this and you'll live. Listen to me. Would we have any, would we entertain the thoughts not to take the medicine that he's recommending, which could save us from dying? Passuk says, brings the Yavitz, Hashem tells us, He's the one. We said before, He's the source of all giving. And He's the one who says, I am Hashem, your healer. He says, listen to me, do the commandments, fulfill the Torah. You want to have a good life. You want to succeed in life. You want to have all the things that everything that you could possibly want. Here's the secret. Here's the medicine. Here's how you get better. Keep the Torah. Listen to all of the commandments. That's the Yavitz. The Malbim, right? And that relates to our passuk, right? Because Dovid Hamelech says to Hashem, I went straight. I did what was right. And therefore, I was able to trust in Hashem. Hashem is the one who's the source, the ultimate source, and I did what was right. Therefore, with these two things together, I can trust. The Malbim. Dovid Hamelech in this prayer, he says to Hashem, look, I'm not like the people who they do one thing on the outside, they on a superficial level, when they're interacting with people, they are machanif, they flatter people, they're nice, but really inside of themselves, they're not honest. They don't really like this person, or they just want something out of them. I'm not going to be like that. They do something wrong, but they expect to be rewarded as if they've done something right. Dovid Hamelech is saying, I am someone whose heart is absolutely trustworthy, completely focused, completely, it's only Hashem, that's all I care about. I have no other thoughts. He was clean, whether in his actions or whether in his thoughts. So he's asking, let nothing happen to me that could happen or would happen to those who are flatterers. What happens to the flatterers? They get caught in their lie. Right? Eventually they get caught in their lie. Let me have that spiritual satisfaction. Let me have success in physical matters. When it comes to action, look, I went, right? That's the language of the passuk. I took action with simplicity, in a whole way, in a wholehearted way. Even in regards to my heart, you know what I was feeling. You know that I was trusting in you. Bitachon chazak. It was a powerful bitachon. I had unbelievable bitachon that I won't be weakened from, no matter what. So Dovid Hamelech is teaching us that we need to have bitachon in our actions. We need to have bitachon in our hearts. We need to have a wholesome bitachon, a wholesome life, a spiritual life which is wholesome, founded on bitachon. Now he brings from Vakesh Hashem laharav Shmuel Hagiz. He says something very interesting. He says that you could have a tzaddik, a righteous individual, who has difficulties. He has yisurim. There's such a thing, as we've spoken about. A person undergoes difficulties in this world so that he's more rarefied and purified, and when they get to the next world, they won't have to go through any kind of spiritual difficulties. And by going through these difficulties in this world, it gives him many-fold rewards in the world to come. For this reason, the tzaddikim, the righteous individuals of previous generations, they would actually ask for this type of yisur. They understood the power of it, the implication of it, the eternal merit, value of it. David in our passuk says, "Judge me, Hashem. I'm going in a simple way, in a pure way." He was actually making a request that he should have this type of difficulty that Hashem gives uniquely to the righteous in order that they have a complete reward in the world to come. But there's a different type of difficulty, which also I would say has value, but he didn't want the kind of difficulty that comes because of the regular system of the world. He wanted it to be that it was coming from Hashem, because Hashem decreed it upon him so that it would remove the dross from his soul. Right, he was saying that I don't believe that there's anything in the world that's going to cause me pain that's because of something that I've really done wrong. Dovid Hamelech was on a very high level. King David was an unbelievably exalted human being. And he was saying if it has to do with the regular systems, I don't think that that's where it's going to come from. Why? Because I trusted in Hashem. I'm not going to lose my level when it comes to the maracha, the regular system. He's like, I don't want to be affected by the stars or by what they call fate. I'm not interested in being affected in this way. Anything that happens to me, I want it to be controlled by you, Hashem. And I want it to be so that I can properly get to the world to come in all of its glory and all of its grandeur. And that's what Dovid Hamelech was saying. So obviously this is a very high level. It's good to hear even about things that we can't necessarily relate directly to, but it's good to hear that there's such a thing. Let me bring from the Chida. The Dovid Shafteni Hashem b'midas rachamim. V'rachem alai. Dovid Hamelech says, judge me, interestingly, but it doesn't mean judge me with a harsh judgment, but rather with your attribute of mercy. And have compassion on me. Why? Because I've gone, to the best of my ability, I've walked in the path of righteousness. What does he mean? He means whenever I'm walking along, no matter what I'm doing, I'm thinking, how am I serving Hashem in this moment? How can I serve Him? How can I fulfill His Torah? No matter where I go, I didn't stop thinking about Hashem and about His Torah. What's the guarantee? Dovid Hamelech is saying, I'm guaranteeing something. Or maybe he's saying a prayer to Hashem, Hashem guarantee. It's not clear to me. But either way, either he's making a commitment or he's asking Hashem to make the commitment. That he should be able to stay attached constantly, always, to Hashem's service. He's like, I'm not trusting, this is very important. Where do I place my trust? What am I trusting Hashem about? What is it that my Bitachon, right? Bitachon is a powerful tool. This is really important. What do I trust Hashem about? Do I trust Hashem I'm going to be rich? Do I trust Hashem I'm going to have everything I need? Okay, we're getting closer to something. But Dovid Hamelech is saying that, what was my trust? My trust was that I should stay connected to you, Hashem, at all times. He was having Bitachon, Hashem, I have Bitachon in you that I will stay connected to you. Wherever I go, no matter what I do, I'm going to be connected to you. No matter what I do, no matter where I go, I'm going to be connected to you, Hashem. That was what he had Bitachon about. Not about being rich, not about being the leader of Klal Yisrael, even though he was. That's not where his Bitachon, that's not where he focused what he wanted. Very beautiful. And lastly, we have here Rav Shamshon Frol Hirsch. He says, Dovid Hamelech mevakesh shafteni Hashem, emalachti b'derech hayasher. Judge me, Hashem. Have I gone in the straight path? Because the path that I chose was that I would go in a straight way, in a pure way. To me, what does it mean? To me means my straightness, the way that I understand things, right? How do human beings understand? We have a certain conscience. Hashem gave us b'teva. He gave us an instinct for what's right. Dovid Hamelech is saying, help me that I should follow my instinct. I'm following my instinct. Hashem atachti shelo yamad. And I'm trusting in you, Hashem, that I won't fall. Shu yadrich darki. Says Rav Shamshon Frol Hirsch, Dovid Hamelech is asking Hashem, I'm trying to do what I believe is right. Hashem, help me that indeed that which I do should be right. Because it's possible for a person to follow their conscience, but their conscience is off. Their judgment is off. Dovid Hamelech was saying, please Hashem, help me do what's right. Not just based on my conscience, but help me actually do what's right. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you again next time.